The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo.
Mikey, my main man, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well, Tom. How about yourself, buddy?
You look like hell, I got to be honest with you.
That's okay. You know something?
No, you look good today. You have a little tan. You look relaxed. You look like a man who, really does nothing all day except driving his brand new car.
David, you hearing this?
Lie around, do nothing. You do absolutely nothing, but you look relaxed. And that's good.
I am hearing that.
That's why when you try to call me, you can't get through to me in the morning.
Well,
and then
you
have the nerve to accuse me.
I wanted to say something about that real quickly.
Yeah, why don't you? Get it off your system.
I let it ring like 5 times and you don't pick up, and I know you're hearing the ring. What's the problem here?
Because I'm on the phone. I'm doing business. You call me at the busiest time of my morning. If I told you between 7:30 in the morning to say 12:30 in the afternoon, I get 25 phone calls, would you believe that? Because I do.
You would not take the time when your buddy, your brother, your younger brother calls you and you don't answer the goddamn phone?
When you call me, it's in venereal.
Okay, I got you. Hey, listen.
Or is that immaterial? What's that?
We have
one or the other?
a very, very, very nice show today. As soon as he sits down, we will bring him in.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure, right? We're going to be bringing in Jim Bozzi from Live Nation. Jimmy works for Live Nation, but Jimmy is also a foodie. And once and for all, we are going to discuss the Massachusetts and New York pizza versus the New Haven pizza. So let's bring Jimmy in right now. Mr. Bozzi, how are you?
I am doing just fine. Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good. So was the cheese good?
Is it on my shirt?
No.
I mean, all this pizza talk,
it made you hungry. I get it.
I mean, you were shoving, but that was cheap American cheese you were shoving in your mouth.
It's all protein. It's all good, Tom.
It is? Okay. Hey, listen, before we talk pizza, a programming note. We spoke about this last week. We want to make sure everybody understands the March 25th show,
right.
Friday, March 25th, is the last live show that Mike and I are going to be doing after 21 years. We had a staff meeting with myself and Mike and Chrissy and David. And we've decided to pre-record the show a couple of days before. And the reason being is, as you know, we like to take phone calls. There's been some issues with phone calls, and we want to be able to communicate with all of our viewers and listeners. So when the show actually airs on Fridays, Mike and Tom will be at their computers commiserating with everybody, chatting, making fun of each other, poking fun at you, answering any questions that you may have. So that show is going to premiere on April 1st. That'll be the first pre-recorded show, and no holds barred. Whatever you guys want to say, you can say. With that being said, Jimmy boy, all right, we've been having a conversation. And, my sister Anna, who you guys have worked together. How many years have you and Anna been working together for Live Nation?
91. So what is that? 1991, 41 years?
31 years. 31 years?
31
Whatever.
years.
So 31 years you guys have been working together. And all I've heard when Anna was living in Connecticut, all we heard about was Pepe's and Sally's, Sally's and Pepe's and Modern, and all of this stuff. And Mike and I have talked over the years. Mike, you're a Pepe's fan, right?
I have a tendency to lean. I think that's one of the better pizzas. I like the charring, which is, really the Neapolitan way of making pizza. I like everything about it. Their number one seller during the course of the year, I believe, is the clam pizza. I've never had that.
What the white clam is delicious.
Yeah, the white clam. I've never had that, but I have friends of mine that, and we had one good friend of ours, Jimmy Accurcio, and boy, he swore about that pizza. He thought that was the best pizza ever.
Well, Buzz,
I like a regular clean pizza, margarita.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too, and you're right. Hey, but Buzz, Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports. Dave is now considered one of the premier pizza guys in the world. He literally travels all over the country, and he's probably done 500 different pizza joints across the country, tasting the pizza and grading them. He's tasted everything from Los Angeles to New York to the Midwest, and unequivocally, he has voted the city of New Haven as being the hub of pizza in the United States. Is it?
So it's called New Haven style pizza. I mean, right there, you know, around the world, it's sort of known, right? The pizza has a lot of different organic ways of being made, but New Haven style pizza, you see that on signs all over you see it in New York City, you see New Haven style pizza, that kind of thing. I mean, 1925, Frank Pepe with his wife Philomena opened Pepe's Pizza. Now he came over from Italy, of course. He worked first at a bakery on Worcester Street. You know, so he got the knowledge of a really good crust, which I think makes what makes Pepe's so amazing. So he worked first in a macaroni shop, then he worked in a bakery, both on Worcester Street, and the buildings are still there. It's Tony Lucille's, which is on the corner across from Pepe's. Mm-hmm. And then in 1925, he opened Pepe's Pizza with his wife and started making. He had two pizzas, one with tomato, garlic, oregano, that sort of thing, and number two was anchovy. That was those are the two
Tommy.
pizzas
That's your favorite.
I love anchovy pizza.
I love anchovies too. I know. And grated cheese on the tomato one. But that was only two pizzas that were made. And from 1925 to 1937, it was kind of like when you went to Pepe's, you know, he sort of cornered the market. Then his nephew, Sally's, opened up his own. He learned a lot from his
Wait a second. Sally is Pepe's nephew?
Yeah.
Correct.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
I even knew that.
I never knew that.
So he opened Sally's Pizza right down the street, right up the street kind of thing. And for years, there was this bit of a, surprise Italian family drama between the two. And so, but they both, listen, I live here, obviously, and then, you throw modern in the mix. That's a whole nother kind of pizza. I agree. White Clam Pizza, hands down, that's their signature pizza. That I don't order anywhere but Pepe's. I mean, honestly, I've traveled. I've gone to other pizzerias here in New Haven. I don't order White Clam Pizza unless I'm at Pepe's. And why? They use Rhode Island Little Neck clams, which I don't know if you knew that. So it's kind of close to you guys. And they started making that like in the 40s or 50s. It was kind of like something they tried. A lot of people thought that Frank Pepe was allergic to tomatoes, which is just a stupid rumor. He just tried something. He tried this White Clam Pizza that took off. And to this day, we just had it maybe a month ago. And when you bite into that White Clam Pizza, it's like, oh my God.
I mean, Mike, that's all you've raved about. But Mikey, you've brought up a point in the past, and you says you've done on the research you've done. Does it really have something to do with the water, Mike?
I think in regards to Florida, it's very hard to find a good pizza joint in Florida, boss.
You can't. There isn't one.
There isn't
one.
And I think it's because of the water that they have to use to do the mixing and stuff. For some reason, a pizza does not have it. On that note, I just wanted to say, boss, as you know, Pepe's opened up at Mohegan Sun a few years back. And sometimes when the original business starts to expand, they lose quite a bit. I got to tell you, the one at Mohegan, it's as good as the one in New Haven. You don't lose anything at all. And
Mikey, that's a great point you made.
And that surprises me.
Because, Regina's, the Regina's, and all the chain Regina's, the different satellite Regina's, they all suck compared to Regina's on Prince Street. Agreed?
I 100%. And that's the point that I'm making. Boys, I don't know if you've been to Mohegan and had their pizza there, but like I said, it's neck and neck right down the stretch. And it's got that, I think what makes and separates Pepe's from other pizzas, whether it be Gennaro's in New Haven or whether it be Sally's, I think Pepe's Pizza is a little bit chewy. It's got a chewy base to it when you're eating it. And when you have it nice and thin like that with the chard around the rim, Oh, my aching head.
All right, so Jimmy,
So to
Go ahead.
your point, though, the thing about the water is interesting to me because I'm a kid from Long Island, and New York bagels are New York bagels, right? It's the same kind of conversation.
Correct.
And you can have bagels everywhere, but they're not like a New York bagel. And we've always said, friends of mine, and that the New York water is, I think, what makes Long Island water too such a great bagel. But to the point of Pepe's, he bakes these thin crust pizzas in bread ovens. He always has.
Okay.
Fired by Coke. Coke is a byproduct of coal. And up into the 60s, it became unavailable. So now he throws the Coke, not Coca-Cola, into the ovens. But that charring that you see that everybody loves about Pepe's and Sally's it's a thin crust. So I think it cooks rather quickly.
Right.
And also these bread ovens as opposed to pizza ovens. When you walk into any pizzeria in the USA, they're those big silver kind of things, they put them in with the wood. But when you go walk into Pepe's in New Haven, I've not been to the one in Mohegan. In fact, I've not been to any of these chains. I know they have one in Yonkers, and I've just been to the one in New Haven. And those, if for any other reason, if you want to travel to New Haven and see, because you can see them in the kitchen is enormous, and you can see them put the pizzas into that fiery oven.
Yeah.
And when they come out and they slide them into the box, it's like Nirvana.
It's cool. I wanted to say, guys, that it's interesting. Back in 2020, and they didn't have the competition last year because of COVID. But actually, New Jersey was number one in the country for pizza. And Pepe's came in second, and New York City came in third.
Well, who voted, Mike?
Well, it's a group. It's a committee of supposedly these experts. And it just shocked me that it wasn't the Connecticut area came in number one. It came in number two.
Well, all the publications that I've read, I've never read New Haven pizza not being number one, to be honest with you. Because okay. I mean, I'm talking not just about Barstool, but gourmet magazines.
Gourmet Magazine is the one who did
all of them.
The Gourmet Magazine, guys.
Bon Appetit.
Gourmet Magazine was the one who did.
Bon Appetit is the one I'm thinking
did
about.
The research, and this was 2020, and they voted New Jersey, then Connecticut, and then New York. I just found that because I don't even know if I've had a piece of pizza from New Jersey, to be honest with you. But
I haven't either. Hey, Boz, we've got a couple of minutes left. A lot of people down on Worcester Street draw the lines. It's like sometimes it's like the Mason-Dixon line. You've got your modern lovers, you got your Pepe's lovers, you got your Sally's lovers, and then some of the peripheral lovers.
Gennaro's.
Is it that concrete as far as the loyalty to some of these places?
Yeah. I mean, you go around New Haven. This is one of the biggest conversations you could have is obviously about pizza. But, Sally's always seems to come up on top. I mean, it's sort of this old world paneled restaurant that is like hasn't been updated since, 1962. Listen, I've had them both. To me, I think it's like splitting hairs. They're both very good. Modern pizza, I'm okay with. It's not my run-to.
It's a little step below. It's a little step below.
I mean, it's very good. It's very good and very popular here, but it's not the other two. And honestly, though, listen, I've had your Tripoli pizza.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because Tripoli is a very unique pizza. I think everybody agrees. Tripoli's pizza, there's really no gray area. You either love it or you don't like it. And obviously up in the Merrimack Valley, 95% of the people absolutely love it. It's a very sweet Sicilian pizza. What is your thought on Tripoli's, out of curiosity?
Listen, your sister turned me onto it. I never heard of it, obviously, being from down here. And I think, one of the trips up there years and years ago, she ordered a Tripoli pizza there, and I think it is sweet. Yes. And I know you guys call it beach pizza.
Beach pizza. Like
yeah. I like it. It's more Sicilian to me than a regular pie, with the thickness and the squareness that they do. But I think the sauce, I don't know if they put sweet and low or equal.
I think that if you really Doug, I think you would find a little sugar in their sauce.
It has to
definitely.
be, Tom, because it's too sweet.
Completely. Yeah.
It's really
So,
sweet.
but I think it holds up. I enjoy it. I buy the frozen ones when I'm up visiting Anna, and I take it home here. But
It makes a nice snack, doesn't it?
Listen, there's nothing pizza in general. You can give me a slice of Domino's, and I'm a happy guy.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. Yeah.
It's hard to not like tomato and cheese and a crust, right? I mean, it's like
It's one of my staples, I'll tell you that.
it's
All right, listen,
Hey, Tommy,
I
I
know
just
you-
wanted to say Domino's, right? You mentioned it does $7 billion in sales. I can't stand their pizza. I don't know. It's just my opinion. $7 billion in sales.
Actually,
Domino's pizza.
I remember a night though in the 90s, I drove around Storrow Drive around Boston, and I just bought a full Domino's cheese pie, and it was like, I don't know, 1 a.m. or something like that. And I was so hungry. I ate that whole damn pie from start to finish.
You're a grown
Hey,
boy.
Jimmy,
You're
I
a
know,
grown boy.
I know you're pressed for time. You have a meeting to go to. Thanks for taking the time. We're going to get you back on. You know,
Anytime. I love talking to you guys.
And we have fun when you're on.
Thanks, boss.
I'll say hi to Anna for you. Jim
Do that.
Bozzi from Live Nation. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. Mike and I have some stuff to talk about.
Stuff.
Hang
We
in
got
there.
stuff.
We'll be right back.
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today,
Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State Inspection Station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts,
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back. Hey, Mikey boy, why don't you tell our viewers and listeners about our good friends at Butcher Boy?
Absolutely. Tom, St. Patrick's Day right around the corner next week. Corned beef. It seems that everybody at least once or twice a year has corned beef and cabbage dinner.
It gets stuck in my teeth, though, sometimes.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that tooth fell out.
Yeah, no, it's back.
No.
It's back.
Use a chiclet. Whenever you have
all
a
right,
tooth,
continue. A chiclet. What the hell is wrong with you?
You have a tooth missing, put a chiclet. Nobody will know the difference, all right?
All right, continue.
I just wanted to say about the Butcher Boy. You need corned beef. I want you to go to the Butcher Boy in North Andover. They have the Gray Cured, which is the old-fashioned cured in salt. And they make it, and it's an original brine. And let me tell you, it's got a fantastic taste to it. The New York style, or the red cured corned beef, they use sodium nitrate to make it that color. That's how it retains that red color. The old-fashioned corned beef would be the gray cured. Like I said, all that consists of, Tommy, is salt, spices, and you stir it and you age it until it gets a potato will come to the top. You toss a potato into the brine. Once it comes to the top of the barrel, then it's time to put your corned beef brisket in. And then they age it up to 90, sometimes 120 days. And
so you can get it there. You can get it at
absolutely. You got a full variety. So if you're thinking about corned beef, and that's more of an American thing than it is in Ireland. You were in Ireland. The Irish don't, from that country, do not eat much corned beef. They probably never even heard of it. It's the Irish Americans that brought it to this country. So it's a good tradition. I love tradition. And like I said, my point here is corned beef dinner. If you need corned beef, and get all the fixings at the Butcher Boy in North Andover.
I had a little flashback of being home a couple of days ago. We were in Publix doing a little shopping.
Or as I call it, Publix.
Yeah. Doing a little shopping, and I noticed to my right a rack of table talk pies. So I said, I haven't had.
You talking the baby ones, the small ones?
The 4-inch.
Yeah,
the 4-inch ones.
Yeah. What do they get for them there?
They're like they weren't that expensive, $1.89 or something.
$1.29, $1.39.
So, yeah, but I'll tell you, Mike, I grabbed the blueberry pie.
My favorite.
I took it home. We had dinner, and then I sat on my couch watching Netflix, and I grabbed that pie and talk about bringing back memories. I don't know. I'm not sure how healthy they are for you, but I'll tell you, table talk pies as a kid, great memories. The apple, the blueberry, and it was weird.
They do the cherry, I think, for President's Day.
They have cherry, they have custard, they have pineapple.
All the stores in the area, whether it be Demoulas or whether it be Shaw's or Stop and Shop, they all have them on display. And they're in the same container that looks just like the tabletop pies. And it would not surprise me that all those little pies are generated from the facility here in Massachusetts.
I did a little research the next day because I hadn't even seen one in years because I just never looked for one.
A tall glass of milk, Tom. A tall glass of milk. Ay.
I got to tell you, is David? David, can do you have access to your headset? Can David hear us?
Yes, I do.
David, were you a table talk guy when you were a kid?
Yeah, we would get them on occasion. I think mainly apple, although I did have blueberry. You know what's really good, underrated, is the cherry.
I never had the cherry, but I had the
Really
custard.
good.
But listen to this,
They have custard? I didn't even know that.
Custard is great. The next
I didn't know
day,
they
I
did
went
either.
online, Mike, to do a little research. They still make them in Worcester. They're made in Worcester. Guess how many pies they produce a week across for the country?
Week. Can't even guess. So
Come on, venture a guess, both of you guys.
10,000.
Tommy, I had my headset off. I got something in my eye. I don't know what the hell it is, but I can't even see. But anyway, what was the question again?
3 million pies
a week. Come on.
We did an
3
interview. Remember the interview?
million.
The interview we did with them
Years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
They do 3 million pies a week across the country, actually across the world. I was blown away when I read that. Blown away. And they also make a 14-inch pie now. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Just a little nostalgia with the table talk pies. Hey, are you a Netflix guy, Mikey?
No, I can't.
You know what?
I can't afford it, Tom.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, David, how about you?
Yes, we have Netflix. What are you watching lately?
Ellen and I, we've been binge watching a show that we kind of stumbled upon called Virgin River. It's been on this. Well, we started from season 1. We're in season 2 now. That's like in 4 days, and I guess it's now the highest rated series on Netflix, and they just renewed it for 2 more years 4 and 5.
Wow.
It's a kind of very cool. It's nice. It's not not a lot of no blood or any of that stuff. I mean, it's a little a little violent, but it's a drama. And it's really, really good. I recommend it. It's called Virgin River.
Is there a lot of sex in it?
One scene so far out of 11 episodes.
Forget it then.
That's disgusting. That's really disgusting. Anyways, Mikey, you asked me to talk about FedEx. What's your beef?
I don't have a beef with FedEx, but to all our listeners that are watching and listening in right now, I think if you live here in Massachusetts, especially in the Merrimack Valley, our mail delivery, Tommy, has been absolutely atrocious.
It's been like that across the country, Mike.
No, this is bad. I mean, people wait 3-4 days. They don't get a piece of mail. They don't even get junk mail. You don't get nothing.
If I told you what we have gotten here, we're getting mail up to 14 days after it was mailed, and not just from back home, from all over the country. It's absolutely crazy what's going on.
So I was questioning because on Sound Off in our local paper, the Tribune, a lot of people write in, and the subject of mail deliveries being poor has been, I don't know how many articles people send in about that particular subject. So I said to myself, why don't they privatize it and take it away from the government's hands? Because I have to tell you, T, I think if you got FedEx, you got UPS, and you gave them the job of delivering the mail with the fleet of vehicles that they already have, and to me,
how would that work, Mike, if you privatize it? How does that work? I mean, the facilities are no longer owned by the government. And
what would probably happen in there are a lot of facilities they should eliminate now. You got 31,000 postal centers throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Most, and some, I'll say some instead, some do not support themselves. There's just not enough. They're in the boondocks.
Yeah, I could
You're
see
out in
that.
the middle of freaking New Hampshire somewhere, and it just can't do it. It just can't support it. So what I would suggest is closing those facilities, keeping the ones that are sustainable, and you know what's going to happen?
But who owns them if you privatize it? Who's the owner?
FedEx, UPS, and they'll rent it from the government and take the money you're getting from those rentals and put it back in our Social Security. Social Security was not there for other things. Social Security was there for people like myself at a certain age to be able to live in a comfortable way. But what's happening now with the fewer people working and the population being stagnant, we're not growing anymore. And we don't have that many workers out there anymore, and they're not paying into Social Security. So replace some of the money that some of these presidents rated for the general fund. That wasn't what it was set up for.
Aren't they putting, with this new spending package, aren't they putting $2 or $3 billion into the post office? Did I read that somewhere?
Well, I'll tell you one thing: their vehicles should be all replaced with either propane. And they're falling apart. I mean, I know where I live. Jesus, that truck. I mean, I can tell he's coming 2 miles away. He's so loud, David. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the service has been spotty, to say the least. There's no doubt. As I said, down here, we get mail sometimes 2 weeks after it's been put in a mailbox. So I think it is. I have to agree with you, Mikey. There's definitely a problem with the Postal Service, and hopefully it'll.
Tom, there's 644,000 employees.
Are there really?
644,000 employees, and I'm just saying, something. The infrastructure is partially there between FedEx and UPS. I think that you would get rid of a lot of bloat and some of the perks that these people are getting with early retirement and everything else. People are living to be in their 90s and 100s. That's not uncommon. You pick up the paper, David, what do you see? 103, 104 years old? It just cannot survive.
No, you're making a good point.
To me, I say privatize it, take whatever monies you're going to generate from it, and put it back where it belongs, in Social Security. Because that's one thing that's another 15, 20 years. Where is Social Security? Is it viable? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question. But I'm just saying Social Security as one. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, but the mail today eliminates Saturdays completely everywhere. If you're going to keep the Postal Service, eliminate Saturday mail because you don't get anything anyway. It's junk. Well, it's pure freaking junk.
As we just got a comment from New Orleans, Steve Lane.
Hey.
He says, as Seinfeld says, what could possibly go wrong with a delivery system based on a 19th century model using cars that drive on the wrong side of the road, driven by old men wearing Boy Scout uniforms? You gotta love Steve.
Hey, something? Now that you mentioned, Steve, Mardi Gras. I don't know if you've ever been to one, Tom. You ever gone down to New Orleans?
I have not.
Jesus, it's a ball. It's a ball. You gain about 10 pounds. The food is unbelievable.
You know what kills me about Steve Lane?
Why don't you just interrupt me? No, it's okay.
Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No. I'm used to it. 21 years plus. I'm used to it.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I was just saying all the different parades that they have, and the floats have gotten so big, David, they can't even bring them down into the old district anymore. They're just too wide. They won't fit down the street. But if you're going and you're driving around the different neighborhoods, and it can be like in the springtime before the leaves are really on the trees, all you see is the necklaces and the beads hanging on lines, hanging on the trees. It's really pretty cool to see. But those floats, Tommy, are so big, and the figurines that they have on them sometimes, I mean, they make you look like you're minuscule. New Orleans
I've never been.
It's a great culture. I love it. I think it's a great city. And the food, next, their cemeteries. Their cemeteries will scare the living bejeebers out of you. I mean, they are really, because they can't bury anything below ground. So everything's up above. And Cemetery 2, I believe it is, over by Commander's Palace. Oh, that thing used to be, they spent a lot of money fixing it up. I can't wait to get back down there. I love it.
Well, Steve has indicated that if you ever go down there, he'll be more than happy to be your host.
He wrote me that, and
Steve's a good
I may
guy.
take him up on that.
I can't. We're going to take a break, but Steve Lane, New Orleans Steve Lane. We call him New Orleans Steve Lane, but Steve comes from the heart of, I believe, Brooklyn.
Yeah, he does.
The New York twang. It's amazing that he's been there for so long because he still has that New York accent, and I just Steve Lane in New Orleans, it doesn't compute for me, but he's done very, very, very well.
Well, he's been there since 1984, I believe.
Yeah, he's been there a long time. All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We have one more segment. Hang in there. Remember, March 25th is our last live show. April 1st, we're going to start pre-recording so that we can communicate with you guys.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and we can never agree. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with great Italian cuisine, Capri Seaside Italian Grill. Me, I love the elegant romantic vibe, Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that'll make it the place you want to visit every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of an even cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Music Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all these great places, and they treat everyone like they're Mike Lamazzo. And best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all of this fun is right at your fingertips. We can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out about all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappola. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts.
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back. You know, Mike, this one here is going to hit a nerve. This is going to hit a nerve.
Go ahead.
So my brother Al, we were having a conversation yesterday. I want to get Chrissy's take on this and David's.
Right.
So
you're on, guys.
We're here.
Millennials. What's a new fad with millennials when they send emails or they're sending even professional letters via email or handwritten? They'll sign their name, for instance, Tom Zappola, him. Or
The pronoun thing.
Ellen Zappola, her. Or Tom Zappola, him/her. What's your take on that?
Unnecessary.
Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the pronoun thing. Some people want to be referred to as they, them, him, her.
Why?
Because of the LG, what is it?
LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
first of all, Tom, a millennial is somebody mid
Well, I'd say-
1980s?
No.
Well, millennials and actually Gen Zs or Gen Xs, whatever the hell
They're
they
about
call.
the same.
Yeah, we're talking about from 20-something to
Okay, so
30-something.
middle 1980s to late.
Maybe even 90s. Maybe even
Well,
18.
it
19
ended in 1995, 96.
Okay, the
Late
point
90s.
is, Mike, you're missing the point here. The point is that they're signing their names, her, him, or him, her, so that you can identify if they're a male, a female, or or both, or a trans. I wanted to get your take on that.
That's the reason they do that?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know why they choose not to use their names now. They want like non-binary names.
Right.
So like your name, Mike, might be.
You want my opinion?
Might be Mickey. You could be male or female.
Right. Exactly.
I think it's stupid.
So what you guys
Mike,
are?
That's why I'm asking the question. I mean, if anybody's old school, you are.
Yeah. So you guys are generally talking about the late millennials, so early 1990s to 96, and
Correct.
Generation Z, which is after that.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Generation Z, Generation Y.
I thought I'd just run that by.
Bite me all. One and all.
To get your take. Hey, last night Ellen and I had dinner. I was two things. The weather down here, all kidding aside, we've been on a run for about 3 weeks that I have never seen down here. It's been 78 to 85 or 86 every single day.
Already.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Today, it's like 81, not a cloud in the sky, nice, gentle tropical breeze coming from the Bahamas. And it's just been an absolutely magnificent run of weather. So Ellen and I have date night on Thursday nights. We go out every week because, we have a lot of friends here. My sister's here. Thursday night, we call it date nights. Last night, we had originally wanted to go to a restaurant called Seasons 52. Fabulous restaurant on the water. And I said, let's have an early dinner so we can come back. So I said,
in Florida, don't most people have early dinners?
Yeah, everybody does.
What's that, like 3:30?
Restaurants are jammed by
3:30?
5:30. Jammed. They're jammed. And the reason being, Mike, a lot of people say because their people are old. That is not the reason. The reason being is if you don't get there early, you're not going to get into the restaurant. It's as simple as that.
It's that busy.
So we were going to go to Season 52, but they were already booked. So we went across the canal to it's called the River House. It's a steakhouse. We ate there years ago. What a fabulous property, Mikey. You would love it. Right on the water, indoor, outdoor. You have to be properly dressed. It's a high-end restaurant. Big tiki bar outside, right on the water.
Oh, nice! I love that.
And this is in a neighborhood that has, let's put it this way, yachts going by us, not boats, yachts, sailboats. But if you're ever down here in the southern Florida, Palm Beach Gardens, highly recommend the River House. Fabulous steaks. You know what we had for an appetizer, Mikey? We had grilled artichokes, which I'm going to play with those when I get home. They took 2 artichokes, cut them in half with the hearts in them.
Breadcrumb?
They were grilled on a grill, but they also had some type of had a really kind of a smoky, great flavor to
No
them.
stuffing, Tom?
No stuffing.
Okay.
Grilled artichokes.
How would you compare them with, say, Restaurante Melisse?
Different. I mean, Restaurante Melisse's, their artichokes, they're those long artichokes, and they're grilled, but I think they steam them first, then grill them. These had a little more crispiness to them. Let's put it this way, to the leaves. Fabulous, though. Fabulous.
Anyway.
So,
so when are you actually leaving to come home?
We are leaving here around the 13th of April.
Okay.
We flew down and had the car shipped, but we'll drive back. We enjoy driving back because we usually take 3 or 4 days.
Well, you take a vacation, don't you, Tom?
Yeah, I make a few stops. Here we go. make a few stops, and
taking a vacation from
take
a
our
vacation.
time. I don't drive for more than 6 hours.
Well,
so we
that's
drive in different areas. We'll stop in.
Yeah, my niece left yesterday, and they got to Georgia, and they spent the night in Georgia, and it's one of my favorite. Savannah, to me,
great town.
Great Jesus, town. I just love it. But boy, they had pouring rain last night. It rained like the dickens.
Actually, they've gotten hammered pretty well, pretty much.
So it's been above you, the bad weather, like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. All the bad weather has been from Georgia up through Delaware, up to Delaware. Everything above us, which it's usually
the opposite.
Higher than that.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's usually higher than that. I mean, we haven't had, we get a little rain, 10, 15 minutes of rain, but it's just been amazing. We've had some real high winds, though, coming from Bahamas for about a week and a half, 25, 30 mile an hour winds, but warm.
But you don't have to worry about messing up your hair.
No, I don't. But I'll tell you what's tough.
I can't wait. David, pay attention.
I'll tell you what's tough. I have a bike, and I bike every single day. So what I do is the first thing I do when I go for my bike ride, I usually do 8 to 10 miles. I look out at the flagpole and see which way the flag is blowing. So then I go for my bike ride with the wind at my back, because if you try with 30 mile an hour wind to bike with the wind in your face, you kill yourself.
Can you please do me a favor and look in the camera? Please.
Look in the what?
Look in the camera.
I was looking at your glasses. My apologies. You're right. You're right. I like your glasses.
These are $35 glasses. Because I have no respect for them. I break them constantly. So when I go food shopping, I grab one and I throw one in the car, or whatever the case might be. Because I only need them when I really read fine print. And that's a good thing. Because like I said, I'm glad you approve of my glasses. Why are you paying attention to my glasses?
Because I've
had these for over a year.
I know. They look good on you. Hey, Mikey, one more time about our good friends at Butcher Boy Tommy. I mean, and by the way, I know you said Tommy's a little under the weather, but so we wish him the best.
He's doing.
But a little bit about Butcher Boy again.
He's doing better. The Butcher Boy, once again, North Andover, Mass., right on Route 125 and 133. Lake of Chickwicke, directly across the street. One-stop shopping. You want produce, you want fresh produce, there you have it. I want to mention their deli. Their deli, the imported cold cuts that they have, it's one of the better selections in the Merrimack Valley now. It's not just, meatloaf or whatever they call it, regular ham. This is the imported stuff. You want mortadella with the pistachio, prosciutto, they have it.
Mikey, stop there for a second, because you were in that business. So someone like Butcher Boy, I know they bring in top quality cold cuts.
That's what their reputation is.
So when you buy, when a company like that buys cold cuts, what are there certain levels of cold cuts? Like you go into Joe Smith's sub
certain
shop.
brands. The level is the brands that you're buying from.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's no USDA choice or prime. There's none of that. But the company that's making the product, they have their strict what they want in their product, and that's who you try to buy from. And speaking of that, T, I just want to mention, here on this show for the past 21 years plus, people that are listening to us turn around and say, Jesus, these guys have a lot of commercials. And you know something? The commercials are what brings us to you, because it is an expensive proposition, especially now we're in 16 different vehicles throughout the country. I just wanted to say every one of our sponsors, Tommy and I do business with. If I tell you, if I tell folks how many we reject because we do not know or we don't think it's a good mix for our particular show, and how many we reject, it's unbelievable. So I just wanted people to know that we have 4 restaurants. We don't favor one restaurant over the other. We have 2 stores that sell beef. You have the Butcher Boy. You have Haverhill Beef. Peter Carboni comes on our show with us quite a bit. They're different. One sells U.S. Chairman Reserve. There's a different between the companies. So I just wanted to explain to our listeners exactly what we try to do with our sponsors. We have four people. We have four people waiting to come on board with us as
absolutely. But I'll tell you, it's funny. As you know, who's becoming my phone mate? I'm talking to him so often is Freddie Hilton. I had
about oil prices, are you?
Oh my God! I had a conversation with Freddie day before yesterday.
You told me.
I begged him to come on the show. Freddie is a little shy, but Fred said that he's literally pulling his hair out. A couple of reasons. Number one, which I do, he said they're working twice as hard because people are not waiting, 3 weeks or 4 weeks for them to do automatic fill because it's so expensive. So people are literally calling Freddie every week to deliver oil to their house, which makes sense so that, they don't have to come up with $800 or $900 or $1,000 to fill their tanks once a month. They rather stagger it. So Fred said they're working extra hard because of that. And then the other thing he said, it's just amazing.
The price it. How do you price it? I mean, it changes during the
said
day.
It's literally changing from day to day.
Yeah.
Literally changing. He said a couple of times last week it changed 3 times in one day. So, I said, Freddie, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, be patient. We have a couple of minutes left. David, what do we have for time? About 4 or 5 minutes?
We have 4 minutes.
Tommy, all right. Let's talk about Ukraine. Let's talk about Ukraine for a second, Mike, if we can. A lot's going on in the world. I want to get your take, Mike. It's just I've been reading a lot of articles on, so has everybody else, but on the Russian side about the people that live in Russia and the citizens of Russia, and how in the dark that most of them are about what's going on in Ukraine, because that son of a bitch has basically cut off any news other than what he and his henchmen at TASS put out. And I just, it's amazing how sad that is. But with that being said, Russian people are not stupid. They're arresting 2,000-3,000 a day protesting, which would never have happened 40 or 50 years ago.
No question.
I think this clown is going to fall at some time.
I just had a little photo run through my head about Khrushchev when he was banging his shoe on the table. I mean, they were totally different back then. The military in Russia right now is nowhere near what it used to be. Nowhere near. And
which is a good thing.
The people in Russia right now, I mean, I feel bad for Ukrainians. It's awful. It's terrible what's going on. I saw a convoy this morning. They took an aerial shot of it. David, it was 40 miles long. 40 miles long. One truck after another, tanks, the whole 9 yards. I don't understand it.
Well,
but
I can update you on the news for that if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
That convoy is no longer. They had to disperse because of the Ukraine started kicking the hell out of them. So they had to disperse. They probably took out a third of them, and the rest of them went in different directions. So that's a good thing.
But you also have to feel bad, Tommy, for the people that live in Russia, because right now they are so isolated. Imagine not being able to draw money out of the bank.
Right, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier.
No Visa card, nothing.
No MasterCard, no Visa, no PayPal, no banks. You can't even take money out of a bank. I think listen, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. And I think it's unfortunate for the Russian people I'm sure a lot of them are very good people, but that's what you have to do to their corrupt government.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. It's just sad. It really is.
I know
it's
is.
Just sad.
Mikey, what's up for the weekend?
This weekend, I don't think I have a thing, Tom.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Sit down in your lounge chair.
Outside?
Wherever. And take the book out about your new car and learn how to use those gadgets. Because if you don't, you're going to self-implode.
I have news for you. You know, right now at this time, I know at least 30% of what that car has in it. 30%.
You started learning?
Oh, in a week. I'm doing great. I was able to change the stations. Oh, I'm doing good. No knobs. It's crazy.
You talk to Siri?
Huh?
Talk to Siri?
Well, they don't have Siri, but they have something similar, yeah.
Are you having conversations with her?
Yeah, we got to wind it up, T.
All right. Listen, Mikey, have a great week. David, thanks for your help. To our viewers and listeners, we love all of you.
And Chrissy,
Thanks
don't
for
forget
support.
the beautiful
We
Chrissy.
love Chrissy. Chrissy. Is Chrissy's hair blue today?
No.
It's pink.
Pinky.
All right. Some blue, pink. You kind of vacillate. But anyway, with that being said, we love you guys. And remember, if you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone. And have a great week.
And the word America, what is it, Tommy?
Great Italian word, Mikey boy.
You're learning, buddy.
I am.
I'll see everybody. Take care.
Have a great week.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.